In the previous video, we talked about downloading and installing cyberduck onto your computer and hooking it up to your Amazon S3 account. In this video, I want to show you how you can manage the files using cyberduck. Now, I've already logged in, and if I come up here and open up this bucket, you can see the files in here just like we did in the prior video. But as far as downloading or uploading into this bucket or folders, that's what I want to cover in this video. So you can see we've already got these uploaded. Now, uploading can easily be done just by simply dragging and dropping. You select the files and or folders on your computer, just drag them on over here and drop them either into this area to dump them into the bucket, or open up the folder that you want to dump them into or upload them into. Or if you double click on the bucket or double click on the folder you want to upload the files into, then that's going to light up this feature here for upload. Just like that. And you can use these arrows here as well as this one to navigate from one bucket back to the root. But if you just select a bucket or just select a folder, you can see that the upload option is not lit up. That's why you have to double click to do that. Now, as far as downloading, you just simply select the item that you want to download and then click on download, navigate to the location on your computer where you want it downloaded to, and you're good to go. Now, as far as these tools up here in the toolbar, you can add or remove them from the toolbar, as well as hide the toolbar altogether by coming over here to View and either hide the toolbar here or hover over Custom Toolbar and then just click on the item that you want to add. That will add the check mark and it will show up in the toolbar up here. For example, open in web browser. There you are. And you can remove these tools the same way, just by selecting it with the check mark, and that will remove it. Now, as far as editing the files, that is an option as well. As you can see, depending upon the file that's selected, this being an image, I can edit it with the paint that's installed on my computer. And you can also adjust the editing programs over here in Edit and Preference. And I believe it's under Editor. It's where you can select the programs to be used as the editor up here. Now, you may also need to get the URL for these items at some point or another in order to maybe post this image on your website or generate the URL for a particular zip file, or you want to hand the URL to this PDF to somebody via an email. Well, here's how you do that. Just go ahead and select the item and then either right click on it and go to Info, or select it and come on up here and click on the info icon in the toolbar if it's showing there. And here's the URL for that particular item. Now, there's additional information you can gather from the info option, such as permissions. If we click on permissions, you can see by default it's set to private. In other words, nobody can access this file except for me unless I come down here to the lower left corner and select everyone. And in doing so, by default, it gives them full control, which should give you a big red flag. That's a major no-no. If you are going to provide permissions to anyone, or as in this case, everyone, you definitely only want to limit that to read only. That way they can access the file, but they cannot change the file. They can download the file, but they cannot change the file while it's in your S3 account. So leave that at read, if at all, because there are ways in which you can leave this totally private and still pass out usable URLs. And that's with what's called signed or expiring URLs. And I'll cover that in an upcoming video. So let's go ahead and get rid of this permission here for everybody. Come on back down here to the drop down arrow. Okay, hit the drop down arrow and then click on remove. And if you find the need to add or edit any of the metadata, then you can just do that right here. Again, by selecting the metadata, then coming down here to the lower left corner and hitting that drop down arrow, that will allow you to do some editing of the metadata by either adding more or editing the existing metadata that's already on that file. And then over here under S3, this provides you a lot of information like the storage class, if you want to use the server-side encryption, and I'll cover that, and the signed or expiring URLs in an upcoming video. But as you can see, there's other items here that you can work with, whether it's bucket versioning or even lifecycle, where you can preset the time in which this particular file will be transferred to long-term storage or the cold storage or glacier storage, if you will, by hitting this drop-down arrow and selecting one of these preset dates. And then, of course, checking that box, or deleting that file altogether, again, by selecting from one of these preset dates and checking that box. And that's going to bring us to the end of this video on managing your files using cyberduck. Thanks for watching, and you have a great day.